Welcome to the next chapter with Jen Bryan. Today, I am joined by award-winning actor from Sacramento, Anton Clark.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being with us today. So for the viewers at home, can you tell them a little bit about your background and how you ended up in Sacramento and acting?
So I am a Bakersfield, California native. I moved up here to change my life. Uh, I kind of still was lost for a few years. I ended up basically getting incarcerated one more time before I found my passion for acting. I met a guy named Radar, and he basically said that he does a whole bunch of films. And so I kind of was trying to feel him out to make sure. But long story short, with that, once I got out, I went to went to find out who he was. He actually was working with Cedric Singleton out here with that owns Black Market Record. The same people who put out Berlin Lynch and X-Rated and them and stuff like that. But they were stepping into the film side of this thing, and it was an amazing experience to get to meet these people. It was the first time I rubbed shoulders, with like energy people, like what I consider powerful people and stuff like that at the time, because hey, I ain't never been around nothing like this, so it was crazy. And so he had this little film thing going, and that's when I found out that I had a, a talent for acting. I had no training, and I would do some of the things that they be up there doing. I ended up doing a little casting call they was doing, and like I said, I had no training, but they wanted me to come back because it was so good how I was able to find a character and develop the character. And so with that being said, I didn't end up making back that casting call, but I ended up working on set and doing other things, and it was a great experience. But during this thing time, I found my cousin Johnny. We didn't know that we were cousins at the time. We just seen each other. We just like, I'm from Southern California where we wear a lot of blue. He's from up here, they wear a lot of red. So we filling each other out. I'm like, I'm not with that type of time. I'm out here trying to change my life. I'm not with the same. And so we ended up taking a picture. We put it on Facebook. I put it on Facebook. And my brother, called me and said, "That's your cousin." Like, who? So that dude right there, that's your cousin that you standing next to. I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's your great grandma's sister's son. Like, he's 48. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, so I'm hanging out, chilling with a guy that this whole time that I didn't even know was my cousin. That was crazy. And so he also is one of the reasons of my success, because after me and Radar had a little fallout and stuff like that, and I still thank him for everything that he's done for me, but we ended up having a little fallout and stuff like that. But my cousin put me in contact with this guy named David Espinoza. David Espinoza ended up becoming my coach, my acting coach. And within a little bit of time, he sent me to Adam Weber and Laura Chick for the writer and creator of Pinchets. And so Adam ended up seeing one of my lives on Facebook. He's like, "Hey, I want you to come do this film. I think you have the emotional depth for this character. I already seen you, what you capable of doing when you when you act. So I want to see what you can do with this character." And so I went to the casting call, and I read the character there and stuff like that, and I killed the scene. I killed it. They wanted me, and so next thing you know, it was just to do for the film, for the short and stuff like that. And it was so difficult. It was my first time short doing anything. Like, I worked on set, but it was my first time in front of camera for me. And so, with that being said, I started learning the character Keenan, and it was hard. It was some hot summer days. Me and my wife were bickering. I had to sleep at basically at the set so I could make it back because we was doing so much fighting because we were just at odds with each other. I love her. May she rest in peace. But she but I ended up doing this short. I didn't expect to win once we was done, but once we done the film, I ended up going to that film festival out here in Sacramento, a place called Sacramento. And I just went to show because I wanted to see the film. I wanted to see my hard work. And it was, and I'm hard critic on myself. I feel like, oh man, I could have did better. I'm definitely not. Like I said, I didn't think I was gonna win. So my cousin Johnny, the same one I said is a big part of my set. He was one of my biggest parts, so he was there and stuff like that. So he was out just, supporting me and stuff like that. He like, yeah, that's good. You did good. And so my thing is, they got all these people here, and of course people vote, but people brought their people, and I'm thinking like they gonna vote for their own people. Lord, they gonna stay loyal to their own people. I'm not gonna win. So when they said my name, it was shocking. When they said my name, I froze. I'm like, I ain't never won nothing. And for them to say that, I was like, oh wow, wow. And so
Wait, and so just for the viewers at home, this was the 2017 Penn Chance Best Supporting Actor at the film festival, a place called Sacramento, correct? I just want to make sure that we're telling everyone what you won.
Yeah, for Best Supporting Actor. Yes, I staggered the stage. I was tongue tied and everything. I didn't really know what to say. Nothing because I'd never been in that type of position. I felt kind of bad that I didn't shout out my friends and stuff and crew that was there to help like I should have. But it was a surreal feeling and stuff like that. And to walk out with that at the end of the day, and I'm just looking around and see, I got an athletic background. So it's like, I see the competition and they mad, but they congratulate me. They congratulate me, but it's like, I'm seeing it down like, oh, I wasn't supposed to win. and so, and so, but I didn't care about that. I just cared about getting home. I couldn't let's go celebrate. I was like, nah, I just want to go home. I just want to go home because I wanted to take it back to my wife and show her that I finally did something. I finally, found something that I'm good at. And so when I got home and stuff like that, I showed her. First, she was just kind of mad because I didn't take her, but she was like, you were sick. I didn't take you. I wanted to take you. But you were sick. I said, there's going to be more moments and stuff like that. But, after a while, she was happy. She started believing in me. Because all this time we've been together, when the man's not doing nothing and stuff like that, you don't really look like a man. And so after a while, after this, I'm chasing my action. I'm doing it. I'm making it work. I'm making it work. And she started to believe. And I'm like, I told you one day when I first married you, I was going to get you out the hood. I was going to do something with myself. I finally found it. I'm about to go hard with this. So I just kept hitting it. And she just finally, like I said, just seems to push, like, you really going to make this? I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And don't get me wrong, we still had our ups and downs. But that was like me, like finding myself with my acting. I love it. I breathe it. I'm mad that I can't act right now because I got to bounce back after being getting out the hospital. I got to get my finances right. It's a lot that going on. Like I said, my wife passed away at the beginning of the COVID and stuff like that. She ended up passing from the disease called moya. And so, it caused her to have stroke and pass away. But she was a very talented woman and she helped me. She was a big, strong person out here in this community. She was a community leader. She could sing, she could dance and everything. So she helped me with my acting and stuff like that. When I needed to do role, she'd be my partner and we'd do script together. And when I get frustrated and stuff like that, she said, calm down. You got this. And it's right there. She helped me do a lot. She helped me form myself through my acting. And it was so, I really felt myself. And I enjoy acting. I enjoy entertaining for people. I enjoy being an entertainer and, making people laugh and smile. And I
That's
hope I get the best.
amazing. It sounds like you found your purpose, like being able to act and entertain. And it's like you came into your own and have been able to, like make your wife proud and make yourself proud, more importantly. And like that's like everyone's goal, I think, is like to figure out what are they here for? Like what are we why do we go through all these struggles and challenges if we can't find something on the other side of it? It gives the pain a purpose. I have found. I don't know if you feel the same way.
My wife was a big part. And one day, so after I get my body back together, I'm getting back into acting. I'm a keeper, so I am persevering. I got real sick. I almost died in the hospital. Oh, I did die. My heart stopped for 3 minutes. They resuscitated me. They brought me back. I had to do a little bit of rehab and stuff like that because I couldn't walk. And after that, I've been fighting my way back ever since. But the thing I'm trying to point out is that I can't stop living. I promised her, and I promised myself that I'll get to give this life a chance. It's the first time I ever got a chance to start living, and all these things start hitting me, and it's like hitting everybody else. First time I got a chance to live life because I knew nothing else besides that. But I'm fighting each and every day to keep going forward.
That's the hardest part is like, I feel like when you get your life together, life like throws more curveballs at you and it knocks you back down to see if you're going to still make the same choices or are you going to stay the course and end up somewhere else? Because I know I've recently been facing the same thing and I'm like, how am I back here? Like facing the same challenges and all you can do is choose differently. And, I think try to be resilient and, if you could say something to anybody out there that like, is facing challenges or even to your younger self, what would you say to them? Like, what advice would you give them?
Even though we don't like a lot of time what our elders have to say, listen to the things that they've been through. Learn from their lessons so you can better prepare yourself because life, though, punches that sometimes you cannot stand back up from. So you have to be willing to get back in that fight each damn like a boxer. Life gonna hit you hard, gonna knock you down, but you gotta be willing to get back into that fight.
I like that. I found one of your quotes, actually, your motto is exhale the BS and stress and inhale the positivity and success. And I love that. I have breathe and believe like tattooed on my wrist. It's like, so it resonated with me. Definitely when I was like doing my research. And I wanted to take a moment and congratulate you, by the way, on your Robinson Film Award. You were the Robinson Film Award winner for the RAFA winner in 2021 for Best Cast Ensemble, which you did not know prior to this interview, I know. So I just want to give you a shout out, despite like the fact that you have gone through so much in the past 2 years. You're still winning awards, still making everybody so proud that like knows you. I know your wife is proud of you wherever she is right now, looking down on you, even talking about this. Like, we feel those energies of those people that love us and are proud of us and how far we've come and the fact that we haven't given up and are resilient. And I just think you're such a great example of what it's like to overcome challenges and to be self-made. So many people out there don't know how to like move from incarceration to anything else. And that is very challenging in life. And, when you've only known that, to want more for yourself and stay the course, even though you've been dealt so many blows, just shows your character at the end of the day. And I would be proud of that. I know your wife's proud of that, and anybody that knows you is proud of that. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. Where can viewers go to find more information about you, Anton?
You can go to my Facebook, Anton Clark, or my Instagram at AC Legacy 2020. Also, my IMDb, Anton Clark. Uh, or just Google me. Just type in my name in Google. That's been the wonderful experience. I should actually type in my name now and find me.
That's so amazing. Well, thank you so much, Anton, for joining me today for the next chapter of Jen Bryan.
And thank y'all for having me.
Tune in next week to find out what we have next for you on the next chapter with Jen Bryan.